Almost 2 weeks of unbearable heat and humidity. I woke up this morning, I had to start a fire. Welcome back to GP Outdoors. Most all these logs came off the forest floor and they've been sitting there for at least one summer, possibly two. We have virtually none of them are punky. They're all good, strong wood, but boy, they're dry. And you can tell they're dry when you're cutting through it. So you might think Guy just left me to finish this up by myself, but he didn't. He's gone back to grab some grease for the axis as well as to grab my file set. I tell you, I didn't know what it was like to have a really well sharpened chain. And once you get used to it, you could tell right away when it's not sharp anymore because you're just fighting it too much. And you guys could probably see I started throwing chips at the beginning. Guy told me he saw some sparks off of one of these smaller maple logs. So I don't know if it was a rock in there, or I doubt it would have been a piece of steel or anything this far back in the forest. But either way, I'm shooting dust now. So he's gonna run back, grab my files. I'm gonna take a break, grab some water. And hey, just further to Andrew Easton's video he did about a week ago, these machines he builds have virtually no maintenance, but some stuff you still need to kind of grease the chain or lubricate the chain. And in our case here, we didn't put any grease on this slider where the wedge comes down. And Guy said he can feel it kind of hesitating a bit. So he's gonna grab my files, he's gonna grab some grease. We're just gonna do a quick lube on this machine and get her back up and keep at it. You can tell that wood is dry. I got nothing but white dust inside that shroud. Now, of course, if I'm doing this wrong, Andrew, call me. Put some on here. I think when Guy's not looking, I'll put some on the chair of his tractor. That should be good. We'll do the back. A little bit of lubrication on the chain here. And the only thing that I realized afterwards is you'll take a look, I believe you call those pillow bearings. I think that's what they're called, but there's one on either side here. There's a grease zerk, and there's one on either side at the bottom here where the chain goes around that gear. We definitely should have done it before we brought it out about a month and a half ago. And then I saw Andrew's video about a week ago just saying that there was really minimal maintenance to his machines, and he's right. There's barely anything to do, but you still got to do it, just like your saws or anything else. Guy's on his way back with the rest of the grease. We're going to finish this up, going to get my saw sharpened and back in gear. And, you know, I'm not a big fan of going back with a half a trailer. So we're going to at least finish that trailer up before we head back in today. Thanks so much for sticking around. Hope you guys have a great week. Please be kind to each other. And I'll see you again right here. I'm Gord Potter, and you've been watching GP Outdoors. Cheers.